London, stand up. Do the he say, she say, getting no delay, run it like relay, bro, you ain't got it like this. In my can't see straight, big fur jacket from eBay, looking timeless. I gotta let my skin fade marinate. We gotta toast up, celebrate. Everyone scream next up, but I'm the #1 candidate. Captain's armband, I'm making key plays. When I'm doing shows, gotta get it all prepaid. What you? I'm on it, break, no side, know about these ways. I gotta let my skin fade marinate. We gotta toast up, celebrate. Everyone scream next up, but I'm the #1 candidate. Starboy excellence. Them other guys irrelevant. They all on. Zoe Kravitz half white, half melanin. Baby face and a white gold tooth cap. I treat the waiter nice, she love that. I mix the blueberry pie. It's not what I wear, it's how I rock that. If I can buy that twice, I'll cop that. Sweet 110, spot that, chop that. Tryna lock me at the tell her it's not that. Do the he say, she say, getting no delay, run it like relay, bro, you ain't got it like this. In my can't see straight, big fur jacket from eBay, looking timeless. I gotta let my skin fade marinate. We gotta toast up, celebrate. Everyone scream next up, but I'm the #1 candidate. I'm a #1 like you say, set page. Used to kick ball on the estate back there. T90s with the Levi's matching. Rips in the denim, that's classic. These beats get wrapped like Futamaki, that's a sushi roll. I'm a young CEO, gotta do as you're told. Gotta act your stat, gotta play your role. I was OT, all shutting down shows from A to B, long way to go. About time they know about me. Hello, the jiggle and clap, jello. I've been on top, where they at? Below, presidential flow, Marilyn Monroe. I got pounds, got euros, stacking them both.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to our nation's capital in FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Tonight, we've got a good NFC matchup in store, as it'll be the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Washington Commanders. The veteran Joey Sly set to get us started, and we are underway in our nation's capital. But no run back here. Fair catch, and this will come out to the 25.
Let's go.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10.
Steal, check, steal. Cut.
Now a first carry here for Robinson. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be 2nd down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Ready up.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Steal, flat. Hustle, hustle.
Looking to throw it here, Ritter. Oh, his first throw of the game, going to be intercepted. Picked off by Emmanuel Forbes. And the Commanders will take over possession here up at the 44.
The Commanders take over 1st and 10.
Howell and the Commanders come up now 1st and 10 at their own 44. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Arnold Ebiketie gets there for the stop.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll run with Gibson. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
They'll go. It's Gibson. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Ready?
On second down, another shot for Robinson. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Hey, cross field.
They'll run again here with Robinson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Have to give credit for a nice play there, but also have to look at it as a blown assignment. He became a free runner that turned into a free hitter.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Ultra. 52 blaster. Bang.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Back to throw, Ritter. Setting up the screen, here's Algier. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 22-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield, everyone trying to account for someone. But unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield, and he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
Yellow, go.
Ritter looking to throw on 1st and 10. Eluding the pressure right. Over the middle, caught by London. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 12 more yards there and another first down.
They talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Hey, green.
Ritter now. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Now they'll send a tight end in motion left. Going play action. Ritter. He'll buy some time, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It'll go as nearly a loss of 10 on 1st and goal. So a disaster there. It goes as a 9-yard loss on the sack. So 1st down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Working from the gun, Ritter. Quick hitter here. It's complete. Touchdown, Falcons. Kyle Pitts on the receiving end from Desmond Ritter. And the Falcons will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead.
Falcons 7, Commanders 0. Bradley Pinion set to kick off.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. Right after the touchdown to extend their lead, now maybe opening the door a little bit there by allowing starting field position at the 40. A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Straight ahead, Gibson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7. Once more, Gibson. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. 13 yards there on a Washington 1st. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. A give up the middle to Gibson. And a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Hal to the air on 1st and 10. This will be caught at Samuel. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A really nice gain of 25 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Gibson. Fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. And McLaurin, the motion man right. Gibson again. Trying to find a lane, but he finds nothing but defenders. Stop for no gain at the 2-yard line. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice.
And he will take it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Brian Robinson Jr. taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Commanders are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. And they would not be denied on the ground, powering it in just one play after they got stopped short.
And how about how many tight ends are on the field? Because in today's NFL, we think of the tight end more as a pass catcher. But this group, they tell them you've got to be able to run block to stay on this team. And they committed to it and got it done right there.
Joey Sly on for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Cordero Patterson to return it, bringing it out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
Down.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Ready.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Ready.
Ritter. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
And not all spectacular catches are the result of a pass that maybe was not thrown quite right. Sometimes it's thrown in the perfect spot, and you have to just go get it. And he did that right there.
No fear there in the middle of the field. Looking there for Pitts, but intercepted. Picked off by Jamin Davis. Before we came up to the booth, the last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into a
touchdown. Terry McLaurin, 25 yards for the touchdown. And Washington has taken the lead. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
An extra point by Sly is up and good, and that makes the score 14-7. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. No return here for Patterson, so they'll begin things at the 25-yard line.
Here we go.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no call.
Well, this is intercepted. They get Ritter for the 3rd time. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
The Commanders take over first and 10 at the 49-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And good work there in open space. So he's got this all the way down now to the 32. On 1st down, right back to Gibson. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll go again with Gibson. They had 3 yards on 1st down, just 1 yard there. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Now we've got whistles here before the snap, and I believe this is going to be on Washington. And this offense back to needing 10 yards after the false start. 3rd and 10. Gibson here running out of the gun. And he's got a 1st down following a pickup of about 13 as we will take a pause here for the 2-minute warning. 74 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this 1st half. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Shotgun handoff to Gibson. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. A handoff for Gibson. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. They'll run with Gibson. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal. Creeping up on a minute to play in this 1st half. Robinson. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. Robinson will score. Touchdown, Commanders. So they brought the extra bulk in down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat. Chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
And oh, it's blocked. This is going the other way. There he goes left side. And he takes it the distance across the goal line for 2 points. That is a play that you just do not see very often, maybe a couple times a year. The blocked extra point return for 2.
You can't afford to give anyone a free run at the kicker. Oftentimes, he's going to bounce off his hands or chest and head the other direction.
Patterson going to bring this out of the end zone. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30.
Let's go.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Well, not much time remains here in this 1st half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it. Down by 2 scores. Meanwhile, Ritter's throw taken in by London. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
Any questions of how they'd approach this drive were answered right there. They come out throwing, and they get a nice pickup here toward the end of the 1st half.
On the set.
A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. Ritter back to throw. He'll get this into the hands of Van Jefferson. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Ritter on 1st and 10. That one deep for London. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Benjamin St. Juste. And the Commanders will take over here at their own 12-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. 1 second, all that remains. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the...
Oh, wide open, complete. Touchdown, Washington. Curtis Samuel, 75 yards. And the Commanders come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, give that water break and get on out there and play.
Joey Slye now to kick off after the touchdown. From his end zone, here comes Patterson. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
On the double.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Something we're seeing more of with the rise of the run-pass option. A legal man downfield, and that's going to back him up.
Ready, break. 22 needle. Set.
Off the play fake, it's Ritter. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Falcons. Van Jefferson, 58 yards. And the Falcons get a bit closer. Well, they went play action there and set it up nicely for him. I mean, he can flat fly, and they hit him downfield.
And it doesn't take much to create that extra bit of space that a guy of his speed needs. If you go play action, all you want is just a moment where the guy's covering, take their attention somewhere else, and then he's by him. And once he's by him, there's no catching him. As they always like to say, if a receiver's even to a defensive back, that means he's leaving.
Unless that DB is Charles Davis, right?
In that case, he left me a long time ago.
Come on now.
Trust me.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Howell down to throw it. Complete, it's Dotson. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 13 yards there on a Washington first. Throwing here, Howell. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
Well, that's a good piece of quarterbacking right there because he certainly felt the pressure coming. The alternative, getting sacked for the first time. He didn't like that option at all. Did a nice job saving yardage by throwing that one away.
In the 3rd quarter here in D.C., a 2nd and 10 upcoming. And Howell will throw it. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The Washington passing game dialed in now. It's a 1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Jahan Dotson, 39 yards. And the Commanders add 6 to their lead. Now Joey Slye for the point after. And that one makes this a 19-point game. Joey Slye now to kick off after the touchdown. Patterson going to bring this out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
At their own 21-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8. And they'll send the slot in motion left.
Smack, red. Hut, hut.
Here's Ritter. He's going to find Jefferson open downfield. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Set, hut. Ready.
Now Ritter to throw on first down. And he's got his man on the out route.
Let's go. Charge.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47.
And the Falcons first down.
Fury, yellow. Blue,
And the
red.
slot man goes in motion left.
Hut.
First down. Here's Ritter. And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Okay, ready?
Here's 2nd and 10.
Red, cycle. Set, hut.
Looking to throw once more. Here's Ritter. And my goodness, another interception. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the Commanders are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player, you have to know the situation.
Now a 2nd and 10. And here's a give to Gibson. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. And quickly they get to the line. Gibson again. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Howell throwing on 3rd down here. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
A 47-yard attempt.
Sly able to put this one through. And that will extend their lead even further. So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way to field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it, so they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides to be thrilled with that.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Come on, set.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
2nd and 10.
Claws red.
Ritter to throw it. That's complete to Robinson. And he'll be dropped just shy of the 35 at the 34. A pickup of 17 on a play that originated at the 17. Back now at FedEx Field. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
Here we go. Here we go.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Ritter will set up to throw it. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Quan Martin. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown.